Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon lined up by RG. Thank you so much, RG, for your constant support and also your huge love of J.Beck. And I'm also, honestly, becoming a fan, because I had no idea when we started the channel. I don't know, but maybe I've seen him like once or twice by mistake because I was interested in Tal Wilkenfeld. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't get it. I just didn't get what was so great about Jeff. I just hadn't seen, and now I finally saw his genius, and he's just incredible. So today we get to see a couple of performances. So I do want to as I usually do announce them first. So we're gonna see let me just pull this right up here. So we're gonna see J.Page of Led Zeppelin, of course, inducts J.Beck into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009. That's just something to watch. I can't wait to see that. We also, RG talked a little bit about Beck's Bolero in his email that he sent me, and I did look it up, that it was like basically an instrumental, his first instrumental album, which is considered like a rock opera, and I can't wait to listen to that. But he was a little bit shy about the whole thing. Like, he didn't really release it almost a year after he recorded it. It's a very interesting thing that I have to sink my teeth in, because I'm just a huge fan of instrumental music, and I love J.Beck's especially the song "Cause We Ended Up as Lovers." That's just technical wise I think my favorite song of his, because of the volume swell, just the melody and everything. So these are all going to be videos. Second video we're going to watch is J.Beck and J.Page Hall of Fame performance. There's the Beck's Bolero, and they're gonna play Immigrant song from Led Zeppelin 4, also in 2009. That's gonna be really cool to see. Then J.Beck and E.Clapton further up on the road from the Secret Policeman's Other Ball. And also he said that E.Clapton did mention to J.Beck that he might consider him the best guitarist in the world. Now, I've heard this a lot, and these lists to me are just a little bit overrated. I don't think there is a best guitarist in the world. I think they're all amazingly amazing. They're all great, and they're all so different. So I can't really say, Brian May is better than J.Beck. J.Beck is better than J.Page. Jimi Hendrix is better than Van Halen, or Alan Holdsworth is better than Yngwie Malmsteen. They're all great in their craft. They're all very unique. Some took it to crazy, crazy levels. Some are more, original in a simple manner, but they're all great. And I think there shouldn't be these silly lists that they basically keep repeating the same 10 guitar players, and all the other guitar players of the last 50 years are not even mentioned. That's kind of like what I don't like about these lists. Number 4 is J.Beck with Rosie Bones on vocals, Scared for the Children from the Live at the Hollywood Bowl 2016, and then J.Beck, Woman of Ireland with Tal Wilkenfeld, and then it says Lizzie Ball on violin from Madison Square Garden 2013. So cool, because I just saw this documentary about Madison Square Garden. So crazy. Love it. Okay. That's about it. That's the list we're gonna do. Thank you so much again, RG, for these awesome picks. And like I said, I'm becoming a J.Beck fan literally a little bit more each time, because he's such an interesting player, so much talent behind, and so much genius behind the playing, and so different from a lot of other guitar players of his era. So, okay, without further ado, let's get it started. All right, so I'm gonna play one video, then I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna play the next video, so there's no like weird images popping up on the background. So here we go with J.Page and the Hall of Fame induction of J.Beck. Crazy.
To induct J.Beck into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen, J.Page.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Cleveland, for such a wonderful welcome. I've got to say, you've just seen that wonderful footage up there of a very dear friend of mine, Jeff. And you know, Jeff and I, we go back to really early teens. And let me tell you, that was a long while ago. but we must have been about 13, 14 when we first met. And, you know, we stayed friends all the way through. And I did session work, and Jeff was in bands, and then Jeff was in the Yardbirds, and then I was in the Yardbirds with Jeff. And, well, you know, we went on after Jeff started making solo records, and I carried on with the Yardbirds for a while. And we both started to continue in our own sort of way. I sort of had Led Zeppelin, and Jeff kept going, and I got to tell you, I got to tell you that you'd sort of listen to Jeff along the way, and you go, "Wow, he's getting really, really good, Jeff," you know. And you'd hear him a few years later, and he'd just keep getting better and better and better, and he still has all the way through, and you know, he leaves us mere mortals, believe me, you know, just wondering and having so much respect for him. Because Jeff's whole guitar style has, it's just totally unorthodox to the way that anyone was taught. And he's just really developed a whole style that, of expanding the electric guitar and making it into something which was just sounds and techniques totally unheard of before. And that's just an amazing feat, believe me. As you know, he's done some amazing fusion records. Blow by Blow, for a start, was just a solo record that you know just established him as just the most incredible soloist of our time, you know. And he just doesn't stop. He gets better and better and better. And I tell you, I'm really honoured to be here to induct Jeff into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because he's done so much for rock and roll, and he always will. Come on, Jeff.
Wow. That is so incredible. I mean, first of all, you know, J.Page, for me, I've always had a warm spot for him, because I grew up on Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd when I was like 13, 14 years old. That's the music that I was listening to, because my parents were listening to that music, and at that time I couldn't really afford to buy anything. I wasn't really listening to the radio. So that was just like the two bands that stuck to me. And then we moved to Mexico from Germany, and then that's when I really bought like everything I could lay my hands on from Led Zeppelin. So I bought all the Led Zeppelin records bit by bit, and I think all the Pink Floyd records I could find. The early ones were impossible to find in Mexico, but everything from Wish You Were Here forward. But so I've always loved, you know, J.Page's style, and of course, you know, Led Zeppelin, you know, and I've never really heard him talk, and he sounds such a nice guy, and saying those beautiful words to him is just awesome. From he's getting better and better, and we're just like mere mortals. I wish, oh my god, I wish so much that other guitar players that I consider amazingly great would have gotten that kind of treatment, but it is what it is. It's like actors, you know, some actors that I adore, haven't had the recognition, they haven't won any Oscars or anything, and they're just fantastic. But then again, there's others that they just have. So it's just the way it works, you know. But I think it's a beautiful moment for Jeff Beck, and these guys know each other since they're a teenager, so that's just heartwarming. So beautiful. Thank you for that, RG. And now let's go to the performance. All right, so we're gonna listen to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and what RG provided us with was Beck's Bolero and Immigrant song. So here we go. Beautiful. And that song that was playing when Jimmy Page walked in, one of my favorites. Okay, here we go. Okay, I didn't know he used that. What am I gonna play? Okay, that's the first time that I see Jeff Beck tapping the guitar. Also, one thing I've always noticed about Jeff Beck, he's a very straight posture. The guitar is just like this, but it's only when I see Jeff Beck play, it's like, I don't know, it's like maybe the position because he uses his thumb. The guitar is so straight. It's like, it's not like this, like when I play, or like even like you see Tal in the back, her neck is like this, but Jeff Beck is also always very straight. It's just an observation I've made throughout all the videos. That Winnie Colaiuta on the drums, beautiful. This Bolero, I can't wait for Jimmy Page to come in. This is very exciting. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big chunk of Led Zeppelin. Right here, Jimmy Page!
That was awesome, man. I've never seen, of course, Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page on the same stage, and then Tall and Winnie must have been like, "Oh my God, I'm jamming with the guy from Led Zeppelin and Jeff Beck from the Yardbirds, both Yardbirds guitar players at the same time." What a moment! I love that 12-string guitar that Jimmy Page was wearing. Looked very, very weird. But it looked, again, very, very cool. What else? I didn't know that he used some kind of like chalk before playing, but I've noticed that he had always very white fingers. I don't know why he would use that. Maybe just I don't know. I would have never. It would bother me, I guess. I don't know, but that's just me. And yeah, this was very good. A lot of fun, cool solos, and I love just Jimmy Page's face. Is just, he's such a cool guy. All right, on to the next video, guys. All right, so here we have Mr. Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck together on stage. Further Up the Road is it called? It's called. Let's see about these two. Let's hear them together.
What you sow, that old saying is true. You gotta reap just what you sow, that old saying is true. Just like you mistreat someone, someone's gonna mistreat you. You've been laughing pretty, baby, someday you're gonna be crying. You've been laughing pretty, baby, someday you're gonna be crying.
I'm sorry, but yeah, Jeff Beck just like annihilated Eric Clapton on stage. I mean, okay, Eric Clapton also just, was just playing, the typical, pentatonic box shape. And then Jeff took it, a notch further, but with these awesome like bends and it's the first time I actually see him using a pick here. But he was just more adventurous and yes, maybe a bit faster, but just like he tried to play a little bit just I don't really know what scales he was using, but he was just sounding phenomenal. And Eric was just like, "Oh shit," you know, just got my ass kicked. But I know, I know that Eric Clapton is also a very accomplished musician and player and blues player. You know, playing with the likes of B.B. King, and I mean, he's way up there as well. Just like I said, there is no real competition. Eric Clapton is the best guitar player of his style, and he's unique, you know, and he's a great vocalist, and but Jeff Beck is just, you know, on a different plane when it comes to blues, I guess, because he's a fusion player. But yeah, let's continue. This is awesome. This is very, very good.
Hurt you like you've hurt me, further on up the road. Baby, just you wait and see. You've been laughing, pretty baby. Someday you're gonna be crying. You've been laughing, pretty baby. Someday you're gonna be crying. Further on up the road, you'll find out I wasn't lying.
Come on, come on. Show him.
Thank you very much. God bless you. See you again.
Just the thing, you know, about Jeff Beck here is, I mean, he was using, for example, triads. He was using triad shapes, repetitions, very fast, fastly picked, I don't know, alternate picking maybe. Something that you can also do with the pentatonic shape, but it's a lot harder. I don't know why, but I've tried it throughout the years. You can get pretty fast playing the pentatonic scale or the blues scale, but when you play triads, it's just, you know, a lot easier just for the muscles of the fingers, just for the actual bones, the nerves. This finger doesn't really work that well, you know, and you have to train it. And if you only play these, you know, this shape, this pentatonic shape, then yeah, it can get difficult to actually play fast. But awesome performance by both. I loved it, man. So let's move on to the next one. All right, so this is at the Hollywood Bowl. Jeff Beck, Scared for the Children, featuring Rosie Bones. Let's check it out. I can't wait. Here we go. What a tone.
Billy skipped school again, looking like a fool again. What a little waste for a taste of a big boy's life. Scared for the children. Computer screens and magazines, manufactured hopes and dreams, playing in a concrete box cause mother's got shows to watch. Yeah, I'm scared for the children. things to eat. Little boys having way too much fun playing with the big boys gone. Yeah, I'm scared for the children. And on the day the last bird dies, there won't be a drop from the big square eyes. An old man with his eyes like glass kisses the last blade of grass. Yeah, I'm scared for the children. 'Cause this is the end of the age of the innocent. One more game before they go. Yeah, this is the end of the age of the innocent. What will we leave them with? I suppose we'll never know.
Okay, before I forget, I think that was from Jimi Hendrix. Bam, 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 bam. I think Little Wing, if I'm not mistaken, which also was covered on in the G3. I love that DVD. Satriani, Steve Vai, and Yngwie Malmsteen. Man, so good. But I love Jeff Beck's style, because basically he is just like another guitar player that I adore. He basically makes the guitar sound like a completely different instrument by using the whammy bar. But I did finally see, because I was wondering, how does he, because when I play my Strat and I use the whammy bar, it usually goes out of tune a little bit. I mean, I know a few tricks how to, put the strings on so they don't, it doesn't go out of tune that quickly. It just takes, a certain technique, and then you can pretty much use it as a Floyd Rose, but it will eventually go out of tune a little bit. Even a Floyd Rose will go out of tune, but I do see that he has these locks. So I think but he just doesn't use a Floyd Rose. He just uses a conventional, a normal whammy bar. I love Rosie Bones singing, beautiful lyrics as well. Just a theme to be, cautioned by. It's very true, and but what a group of musicians, and what a way to solo. I mean, this man has so much feeling. What a legend. May he rest in peace. It's really a great loss, and I'm kind of sad that I discovered him so late, and that he basically, once we started doing these videos, these reaction videos, a couple of months later, when we started with Jeff Beck, he passed away, unfortunately. So, but well, we will always remember him, as we remember all the legends and not so legends, like I say, other guitar players who didn't, get to that status of guitar player, but they were incredible. Let's continue with this beautiful, beautiful song.
Respect for anyone. What would they after what we've done? What an example we have set. What a planet we have left. Let's be there for these children.
Awesome. Beautiful. All right, we'll put on the next track. All right, and this is the last one. This is Jeff Beck and the Women of Ireland, and then something I think in Irish, Old Irish, which I'm not gonna even try to pronounce, but live at the Madison Square Garden in 2013. Yesterday it was so funny. Alexia was like, "We're gonna go there soon," and I'm like, "Yes, we will." I don't know. Let's hope so. And you just, because sometimes you attract these things to you and then they happen. We have done that a lot, so it does work. So here we go. Okay, I just recognized what's his name from the Stones. Richard, was it Richard? Richard, man, I don't know, but he's like immortal because he's done so much drugs and smoked all of his life, and he's still among us. The name will come into my head, but this was a beautiful performance. I think Jeff Beck's tone is so unique. It's very his tone is very like low. I think there's no tone on the guitar. The tone knob, I'm talking about the tone knob, and it gives it a very bassy, very warm feeling. And I love how he volume swells at the same time as he's using the whammy bar, and he's doing like these pull-offs. He's like, it's like a pull-off move, and you pull off the string and you give it that ring, and then you use the whammy bar, and it's just a beautiful sound. Like it's just very Jeff Beck, and I love it. It's a very cool technique, and it's not a hammer on. It's more like literally just a pull off, a pull off with the whammy bar, but the setting he has on his pedal, the distortion is just warm and bassy and thick. It's just wonderful. Beautiful performance as well by Tal here, and the violinist was great. At first I thought, oh my god, is he doing that now? But then, because she was not on camera, but then it was okay, it's a violin. How is he doing that? But yeah, great performance. This whole marathon has been beautiful. Thank you, RG, for this. I hope all of us, everyone who watches this, enjoys this as much as I did. It's just such a loss to the world, to losing this man, especially guitar players. Thank God we'll always have his music on video, on audio, and but what a great addition to music. I love players that don't sound like guitar players. I love guys like Alan Holdsworth. I love guys like Brett Garsett. I love guys like Pat Metheny. Just people who, try and make their guitar sound like a different instrument. And Jeff Beck was one of them. He was one of those pioneers who, because I hear a lot of Jeff Beck's style also when I hear Holdsworth. He's obviously more technical. He's a legato player who uses a pick, so he has much more advantage for speed. And he's obviously also, the phrasing that Holdsworth uses is quite unconventional, and like a lot, most people don't even understand it and don't like it. But also his tone is also very different. It's not a conventional guitar tone. So that's what I love. I love players that sound like horn players. I love guitar players that sound more like a wind instrument or anything else. I don't know why. It's just kind of weird. It just like evolved throughout the years into that kind of, I just like it, and I'm not going to start to play the sax or the trumpet after all these years. So thank you so much for this amazing marathon. I had a lot of fun. I hope we can do it again. These video marathons are really, really amazing. And thank you. I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you, RG, for this. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.